Hi, this is Josh from Shamma Sandals, and today we're going to review some gear. Now, it's not always summertime, even here at Shamma Sandals. It occasionally rains and it gets cold, and so I have to wear shoes from time to time. And I wanted to walk you through some of my favorite shoes. Today I want to look at a specific line of shoes. These are going to be some offerings from Vivobarefoot, one of my favorite shoe companies, and I'm going to take you through some of the pluses and minuses of each of them. And so here we go. Vivobarefoot is a British company, and they have been making some of the best, in my opinion, minimalist shoes out there. And they've stayed very true to the whole minimalist philosophy. When I first started using Vivo a few years ago, I guess actually maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, I purchased a pair of these. These are called they're Vivobarefoot Breatho Trail. And when I saw these, this is actually my third pair of them. The first two pairs I just wore into the ground, and I loved them so much. I remember actually the first run, it was a hike at Fall Creek in Felton, California, and I wore these things without any socks. I went on this walk, and my feet felt so good, my legs felt so good. I felt like I was wearing sandals or I'd been barefoot, and I just absolutely loved them. Anyways, these are the things I really like about these shoes. The first thing is, this is the coolest thing about them. They have these really deep or tall lugs. They provide tons of grip. This is about as much grip as you would get in your average cleat, like soccer cleat, baseball cleat. In fact, that's what I ended up using these the most for. Was I would go and I would play softball, or I'd play soccer, and I could wear these. I could have tons of grip on the field, but my foot wasn't constricted in a tiny little unfriendly toe box like some of my Adidas soccer shoes were. In any case, so here's some of the things. One of the great things is, so I just told you about the lugs. They're really tall, maybe like 3 millimeters, something like that. The uppers, this might be the best thing about them, and I'll show you as I go along. The uppers are really soft, really flexible, really comfortable. Around the Achilles tendon, this part of the upper, the shoe here, it is really comfortable around your heel and around the Achilles tendon. The whole thing is soft. It might even be soft to a fault, but not true. The laces, they're a little bit chunky, not my favorite in the world, but they work pretty well. And the way they've set up the laces, they pull really well from all sides, so you get a nice, tight, comfortable fit. You can wear them as tight or as loose as you want them. The other neat thing that Vivo does that I really like, so if you want to get very minimal, you can just pull the insole out, and you'll ditch about 1.5, 2 millimeters here, and then you can get even closer to the ground if you want to. I found though that I would just wear them without socks, and this was just a really comfortable combination. And a lot of times, like I said, I was wearing these for sporting events, and so I'd play touch football on the weekends, I'd play some soccer, pickup games, or especially in a softball league I was in, I would wear these, and I had tons of grip, could play the outfield great. So these were my favorites. And then Vivobarefoot, they broke my heart. Now, they came out with these. So these are the Vivobarefoot Primus Trail Soft Ground. So what Vivo did is they split the Breatho Trail into two shoes. The SG for soft ground and the FG for firm ground, and there's some differences between the two. And they've taken some of the attributes of this and divided it amongst two pairs of shoes. Okay, so the first one I bought when I was looking to replace these were these soft ground, and the reason I got them is because they had the lug pattern that was similar to the Breatho Trail that I liked so much. So they had the taller, deeper lugs, and I went to buy these. I liked the color, a lot better than I liked this. This was pretty rough. There's another story behind that. In any case, I like the red. They have black ones too that look nice. So I like the color scheme. It was great. But the thing you'll notice right off the bat is they've tried to cut some weight in the upper, and they used a lot of synthetic materials like the other ones, but it's stiffer. A lot of the upper is much stiffer, especially, and most of that is okay, especially if you're wearing socks. But if you're not wearing socks, you're gonna feel a lot more of the joints. It's not as comfortable. It's really not as comfortable of an experience. The laces work fine. I think they provide you with laces you can tie as well, so you can choose between this paracord or some laces. I stayed with the paracord, and it worked fine for me. But the real problem here with these shoes is right here at the heel, where it's going to touch your Achilles tendon. Now, if you look in close, it was so tight. When I originally got the shoes, it was probably leaning over, and I think they're still like this. They were leaning forward into my Achilles like that. It was awful. Awful. And so what I did is I said, well, I'm a sandal maker and I'm resourceful and I've got some tools and I have leather scraps. So I literally cut the back of the heel, and then by hand, I remember on a trip up to a cabin, we were going snowboarding, and I was sewing this little piece of leather into the back of the heel to create space for my heel. When I finally did that, I got that done, this little hand stitch thing I did here, did it here as well. They finally felt pretty good. The rest of the uppers don't feel as good, but at least it wasn't digging into my heel and I could wear them. And so they turned out to be pretty good. I think I wore them to a couple soccer games, but they just were never as comfortable as my Breatho trails. Almost, I guess that's really what they turned into, more like a boot than anything. And that's because the upper was so stiff. It was about a year after I'd purchased these. I got these for Christmas from my wife, and I really like the look of these. These are the firm ground. So the way that Vivo's trying to market the two or differentiate the two is you get, if you're running in mud, you've got deep lugs. If you're running on firm ground, well, you don't need lugs that are as deep. So these ones are probably about half the depth of these or the Breatho trail. And that's fine. They're not bad. Here's the thing. You get basically, as I'm looking at it right here, you get the same paracord lacing system. You get the same sort of pieces on the upper. It's basically what you get here with the Primus firm ground. But the big difference comes right around this heel section that I was telling you about. And here's the deal. I'm comparing the two. They're very similar. It's a very similar feel to the old Breatho trail, and that's here in the firm ground. So when I've worn these, again, you can remove the insole just like on the firm ground if you want to get lower. I really like the color. I love blue. If you've watched very many of our videos, everything's blue. That's our Shamma color, is blue. In any case, I really like the color here, the color pattern. This sort of gum, natural, light brown color with the blue, I think is really cool. This has been a very comfortable shoe. It's very easy to put on. It's great for a little walk, a little hike. You also get the different laces, so you can put regular tying laces. My wife has a pair of these and she runs trails in them. So they're really cool. It's basically the firm ground with a nice comfortable heel section and lower lugs. Here's the catch. I bought these after these, and I found these on eBay, and I lucked out. They don't make these anymore, and somehow, some way, this size was here. So once these wear out, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think these provide enough grip to replace a cleat. These did have enough grip, but they'll destroy your Achilles. So you're kind of trapped between the two. I really wish that Vivo would, even though I don't like the uppers on these as much as this, I could live with this if they would just change the heel section. And I think a lot of other people are in the same boat with me on that. So if you're looking for a really competent light trail, light activity, firm ground's gonna do really well for you, but I don't think it's gonna give you what you need to play on grass, to run the bases, or that kind of thing. The firm ground, it's great, but you're gonna have to alter the back, and you might even want to put some padding back here. That's how Spartan it is, and how much it can kind of disrupt your heel. If you somehow come across a pair of size 47 Euro men's for Breatho Trail, send them to me, okay? Just call me up, I'll buy them from you. I'd be happy to have them. I want to stockpile these things. These are amazing. Besides the color, phenomenal shoe. The state of Vivobarefoot, I hope that's helpful, and see you next time when we review some more gear. Later. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more weekly content. And make sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified every time we post something new.